Planting fruit trees requires fruit trees. So first we went off to a tree nursery.
The tree nursery was not too far away, about half an hour.
And you can see at early autumn time it was full of varieties of trees.
And which ones are those? Cherry? Found a good one?
I like
Yeah, sounds good.
clear. I found one that fits into our car.
All right. This one then. Yes.
I hope. I mean, it's still going to be a challenge, I think.
No idea?
Yeah, which one, right?
Yeah.
The owner was super helpful in helping us picking out the right trees for our property. The moonest was there all the same, I think.
Okay. She also told us that we need 2 cherry trees if we want some sweet cherries. We were only planning on buying 1, but hence we bought 2.
We picked altogether, I believe,
7 trees, yes,
Yeah.
7.
And here you can see them. And in the very front, you can see we were making a spontaneous buy. I mean, they have so much, huh?
Yeah.
Of this lovely red maple tree. Just couldn't walk past it. Alrighty. Let's see.
Getting all of the trees in the car was funny.
Let's see how many leaves are left when we arrive at the property.
We have a car full of leaves and trees. Alright, let's see. The window is open. Luckily the speed on the Latvian roads is not that high, so...
Welcome to Lavish Meadow, where the 2 of us, Charles and Frida, 2 big city kids, make our dreams come true of living more at one with nature and of learning a lot of new skills. We are complete beginners at all of this, so come and join us while we are making mistakes, celebrating small wins, and enjoying our property in the Baltics. Here you can see the spot that we chose for our very first fruit trees. A lot of sun, but also a little bit of shade in the morning, so just the right mix. We got some mulch and some humus to mix in later with the soil we already have on the property.
We started with digging out like a circle around each tree, about 1.5 meters wide.
As you can see, we staked out the positions of the tree beforehand in the triangular pattern or formation, yes.
So we removed all the grass, put that aside, and then started digging down up to the layer below the topsoil. Whew. This one can then also be a bit deeper.
So at the books they say 60 centimeters deep, or 2 spades deep.
And we try to separate the topsoil from the more mineral soil that is underneath.
That's why you see 2 heaps here.
Okay, that's good, no?
That looks good, yeah.
Let me just remove this stuff here. There we go. Okay, next hole.
Nice. It was quite a lot of labor, I have to say.
Luckily we picked a beautiful weekend to plant our trees. Are you happy with our outdoor kitchen?
I'm so happy. Just standing upright, and I mean, we didn't have any rain yet, but also the under the roof. Yeah, super practical.
So what is lunch? Yeah.
German style. Since we have Lidl in this country, we also get a pre-made Spätzle, which is a very good lunch for people who work a lot outside.
And for our American audience, what is Spätzle?
Spätzle is basically German pasta. So it's a very simple flour dough that, you scrape oh man. Okay, so I didn't make it today like this, but you have a pot of boiling water, and then you have your dough on here, and then you scrape it into the boiling water. And that's how you get this longitudinal shape of Spätzle. Mm-hmm. But it's a very simple dish, huh? As you can see, also the nutrients only come from the flour and from onion. Yes. There's no vitamins in this dish, other than B. And so that's why we're gonna have vitamins for dinner. I don't know. We pretend.
And cheese, right?
The vitamins in cheese?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
German vitamins.
German, British though. There's some cheddar in the cheese.
Our outdoor kitchen was our very first project on our property, and we actually made a video about it.
Yeah, here you can see that it is still standing. All right, so let's consult our Praktisches Gartenbuch. This is a book that everyone in my family owns, which has the most hilarious writing in it. It also tells us how to plant trees. Obviously. Yeah. That's my favorite. Here. Properly cut and carefully placed. Placed without love. Roots are in parts turning upwards. And this one is also very nice. Where the stand is not very good. This way, better. So it's very hands-on, and I really love the tone of this book.
And so we decided to also build the stands the way the book said, with 3 different spikes attached together. And for the spikes, it's always good to pre-drill a hole, which we did with this tiny auger that we got from the DIY store.
We love this thing. And here you can see
Trust.
Trust. I wanted to say I don't have Botox, but trust is lovely.
And what does the book say?
The book said that we should mix the soil.
With some hummus that we got from the DIY store.
And that one man, in this case one woman, should be holding the tree, and the other person loosely putting back the soil that previously was in there.
We also had to cut the roots.
True. The book also said long roots or roots that have suffered during the transport should be cut. And in best case, the cut roots should be facing downwards in the soil when placing the tree.
So here I'm drilling a couple of holes. What are those holes for?
Narcissus in each of them, right? We had 12.
I discovered that there is an approach in gardening where you put plants together that need different types of nutrients, and therefore they're kind of building synergies.
1, 2, 3, and 4. can already close these.
And here we are planting some narcissus in the close ring around the tree, and then some garlic in the outer ring.
And the water, given we have to get it out of the well by hand, well, we didn't have that much.
Be honest.
We didn't want to carry that much water, and so we barely watered our trees. We know that's terrible, but, you know, survival of the fittest.
You wanna...
Yeah.
Half a bag, right?
Well, we have a bag basically, so
We have a bag per?
per tree, yes. We said half a bag when we ordered, but I think there's also a difference whether you're planting your trees in the autumn, as we're doing here, and whether you plant your trees in the spring. Our book suggested planting in the autumn so that it can really build proper roots in the winter and therefore also survive frosts in the springtime better.
It looks so professional now. Should be good, no? I mean, if we have some left over, that is perfect for number 2.
All right. Okay, next tree.
Next tree, yep.
And here you see a lorry leaving.
It's a lorry that delivered something really important for us.
Oh, it's so cool.
It's much longer than I thought.
And that is a concrete ring. You might be wondering, what is this concrete ring for?
And why do we need it? Well, we actually had to fish out quite a few frogs, some of them dead, from our well.
I really hope so.
And so we thought it might be a good idea to get a proper well cover, also because our previous cover made out of wood was falling apart.
So, fun story. We ordered this and got it delivered within half an hour. The lorry was being loaded with other concrete objects and was by accident driving nearly right next to our property, and so they just loaded on our well ring and delivered it to us.
That was so much cheaper than I thought.
And I said we bought 7 trees but planted 8, and here I'm on my way to the entry of our property because we had spotted a lovely maple tree that we thought would benefit from being moved to a little bit more brighter spot on our property.
Ah.
Let's see if this will take.
So we unearthed it and then loaded it in our wheelbarrow.
And moved it to the spot that we thought it would benefit from and that we would appreciate seeing a maple tree.
And the maple tree is gonna live next to the tree alley in view of our shed and our outdoor kitchen.
As a partner tree to a birch that is already there.
Alright, looks good, huh? Cool.
Yeah, that's less than I thought.
Yeah, it actually covers quite nicely. And now we just have to attach those 3 piles together with some wood.
So we got pressure treated wood.
Yeah, these stakes are obviously being in the ground, and we need those stakes to be a bit more resistant than just regular wood, so we got the pressure treated kind.
You can see that by this little milky green color that they have.
Nope.
We're attaching 3 of the wooden planks for stability reasons, right?
Yeah, very simply. And that gives us also a way to later on, if needed, with elastic bands keep the tree centered, but we decided to not do that right now.
Yeah, bands can be a tricky thing because you don't want the trees to grow around them or the elastic bands digging into them. So as long as they're growing upwards, we're refraining from that, but we might add elastic bands later.
Well, like this. Good enough, huh?
Clamping on round objects is not always the easiest. And once a third board is attached, the whole structure is already quite a bit more solid.
Okay. Oh, I think it's actually the perfect height, huh?
Yeah, I mean, we measure it.
Did we?
Yes, we did.
Yes, true, we did. I remember. Okay, I think this one.
You see us adding this orange plastic netting because we have quite a lot of deer on our property, and of course we do not want the deer to eat our young trees at this point in time, or any point in time actually. But yeah, in the first years of growth it's recommended to protect the trees, and so we did.
And there was an added benefit because our neighbor mowed a couple of flowers. It makes it very visible for our neighbor when he's mowing our field.
And I love using the stapler. It was an easy job to do. But it was also easy because we actually measured everything and got the right size of stakes. We can see from the shape of these leaves that this is a beautiful cherry tree. Then, in the very front facing the Spätzle here, we have the tiniest one, which is an apple tree. Sour. We asked for a sour apple because we love sour. And then, in this little tree goat, we have a wonderful plum. So it should be purple, but we'll see what nature does. And then we have another lovely tree from over there. And because we have a cherry in the back here, we put a cherry in the back quite close too, so that they can cross, not contaminate, you guys know.
Pollinate, I guess.
Pollinate, yes, exactly. So another cherry tree. And then in the back here we have a pear tree, and I feel like the leaves already kind of look very peary, just don't they? I'm just left too long in the supermarket maybe. And then in the very front here we have an apricot.
Awesome.
Awesome. And then we added also the orange netting to the fruit trees in the back.
Well, I'm making the cover for our well, and to do so we have 2 circles of OSB that we're gonna attach together, and that will make the cover, and then we're just gonna make it pretty by putting some wood on top.
We always want it pretty, don't we?
Exactly.
Cool. So the well cover for the smaller hole that is now left on our well was done by Charles. And as you can see, quite a lot of animals also enjoy drinking from the pond.
Some Quince B-roll.
Look, they're all down here.
In case you don't know what quince are, Frida, what are quince?
Quince, I mean, they look a little bit like a mix of apples and pears, but they're super fragrant and actually are from the rose family.
How about this one at the bottom here? Oh, these are tightly attached.
Yeah, they're not
Yeah, not ready yet.
ready yet.
Ooh, there's some big ones down here.
I really wish you could smell this through the pictures. It smells incredible.
Look at this one. Wow.
It's also used a lot in Latvia in lemonades and in jams.
Nice.
All right. Two more. Yeah. Down there. They're coming to say hi.
These are our neighbours' horses, which we've so far only seen from afar. But they got curious. They were wondering what we were doing.
Yeah, they do like quince.
Do you like quince? Do you like quince too? You want another one? Nope. Well, wasn't it worth coming here? Sad. Gotta leave. But great
Short
video.
and intense.
Short and intense, yeah. That's a good summary. And just a tiny last carums for me. Review will be handed in later. Apple and cinnamon, so should be good. Thanks for following us on our journey. Hope to see you soon again.